He tweeted during your fight, LOL. Just get your thoughts on that, and do you have a message for him?
Honestly, he got a fight next week, right? So it seemed like he focused on me, and Lamont Roach is focused on him. I think I'm going to go put my bet in on Lamont Roach.
Hey, with Tank, you don't trade with him. You got to box. Box, move, time up.
Pass it right here. Pass it.
Shakur Stevenson reacted to the sparring video of Gervonta TankDavis and Lamont Roach. The footage has sparked discussion, with many believing it confirms what fans already expected. Roach has sparred with Tank twice and fought him once, losing each time. With their upcoming fight nearing, people predict a similar result. Tank's power, accuracy, and ring IQ have always been too much for Roach. Many see this as another chance for Davis to prove his dominance. The video only reinforced the idea that Roach will struggle again, making another clear victory for Tank seem likely.
Pass it right here. Pass it. No. Get off. Right back on.
Recently leaked sparring footage of Gervonta TankDavis and Lamont Roach has been creating a buzz in the boxing world. Fans are analyzing every moment, trying to predict how their official fight might go. The footage highlights Tank's signature power, accuracy, and ability to set traps, qualities that make him one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. Roach, known for his technical skills and movement, has faced Davis multiple times in sparring and in an official fight. However, history hasn't been on his side, as Tank has always won. This latest footage only reinforces what many already think: Roach will struggle once again. The leaked sparring footage between Gervonta TankDavis and Lamont Roach has sparked debate among fans. Some believe sparring doesn't always predict a real fight, while others see it as proof that Tank has Roach figured out. Either way, the footage has added more excitement leading up to their matchup. With fight night approaching, the buzz around this rivalry continues to grow. Many are wondering if Roach can change the narrative or if Tank will dominate once again. As the fight nears, boxing insiders are weighing in. One of the most interesting takes comes from Shakur Stevenson, who suggested that Tank may be too distracted, especially by Stevenson himself, which could affect his performance. In fact, Stevenson even said he would bet on Roach, a bold statement considering Davis's track record. While most analysts still favor Tank, some believe Roach could be a tougher challenge than expected. His technical skills, durability, and experience fighting Davis in both amateur and sparring settings could make the fight more competitive. Though Roach has lost to Tank before, fighters adapt and improve, especially when motivated to avenge past defeats. However, some question Stevenson's comments. Tank is one of boxing's biggest names, and a fight between him and Stevenson would be a huge payday. Some believe Stevenson should want Davis to win so they can settle their rivalry in the ring. Regardless, the consensus is that Roach shouldn't be underestimated. While Davis remains the favorite, Roach's skills and experience could make this fight closer than many originally thought.
Shakur Stevenson made a statement. He said GervontaDavis is too interested or distracted by him. He needs to be focused on Lamont Roach. And because of that, he is going to put his money, Jay, on Lamont Roach. Now, from my...
That's silly.
Well, okay. So let's talk about it. From my perspective, okay, Shakur is somewhat tying into something that I thought about, and I mentioned on our live stream, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that I personally believe that Lamont Roach is going to be more of a challenge than what people think he's going to be, right? Do I think he's going to beat Tank? No, I don't think he's going to beat Tank. But I do believe he's going to be more of a challenge. And Shakur is putting his money on GervontaDavis, would suggest that possibly there could be an upset. I've heard some other people thinking that. Tank has been a little bit frustrated about some of the conditions that he's had in terms of training camp and some other things. So is it possible that he's distracted? I don't know. But I do believe that this fight is going to be closer than what many people think. Jay, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I said on the live stream yesterday on 4 p.m. that this fight's going to be closer than what a lot of people think. You know, early on, I think it will be. I say it's silly for Shakur to say that because that's your money. That's your biggest payday of your career. That's your peer that's going to give you the biggest, bang for your buck if you were to beat him, face TankDavis and beat him. Why would you put money on another guy fighting him and want that guy to almost say like that guy should win, or you think he's going to beat Tank? That makes no sense to me. You want Tank like Tank, handle your business. We'll meet up later this summer. That's what that's what I would be thinking, because I want to fight the best. So why would I want someone else to knock him off before I can take him out? So that's why I said it's silly. I think Lamont Roach is going to be tougher than most because people are discrediting Lamont Roach like he's some bum or something like that. He is a champion. He's fought at 135 and 140 before. He's fought Tank in the amateurs and lost to Tank twice.
With the upcoming fight between TankDavis and Lamont Roach Jr. set for March 1st, boxing trainer Bozy Ennis has shared his thoughts. He made it clear that he favors Tank in this matchup. Ennis believes Roach is a skilled fighter, but will face a tough challenge moving up in weight against a dangerous puncher like Davis. If I had to choose, I'd go with Tank, Ennis said. While he acknowledged Roach's abilities, he emphasized that stepping up in weight against a power puncher is no easy task. Ennis stressed the importance of a smart game plan, warning that trading punches with Tank would be a mistake. Instead, he suggested Roach focus on boxing, using movement, tying Davis up, and frustrating him to create openings.
Last question, Ms. Bozy. It's rumored that Lamont Roach is the backup plan to GervontaDavis if he doesn't fight Rayo Valenzuela.
Right.
What you think of that fight?
What, Lamont?
Lamont and Tank.
I think that's be a good fight, man. I think it'd be a good fight, man. Him and Tank. I think that'd be a real good fight, man. You know what I mean? I think, I would have to go with Tank, though. I would have to go with Tank. You know what I mean? But I think it'd be a good fight. You know what I mean?
Lamont will be moving up. What would he have to do to make that fight competitive?
Oh, he moving up?
Yeah, it would be. He's the champion at 30.
Oh, okay, yeah. I have to go with Tank with that. He's moving up, yeah.
What does he need to do to make this competitive?
Hey, with Tank, you don't trade with him. You got to box. Box, move, time up. You know what I mean? Walk him around, frustrate him. You know what I mean? Let him drop his guards. You know what I mean? Let him drop his guards, and then you do take it. But it's difficult when you fight Tank, man. It's difficult when you fight him because Tank sets you up with all types of shots, man. You can be beating Tank, man. Hitting him with all kinds. If you can't punch, you're in trouble.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But with Tank, you might as well say, man, it's going to be a knockout.
The challenge for Roach remains significant. It's difficult when you're fighting Tank, man. He sets you up with all types of shots, said Bozy Ennis. He pointed out that even if an opponent lands punches on Davis, the power factor is key. If you can't punch, you're in trouble. Ennis warned that Tank has the ability to walk through shots and land fight-ending blows. While many see Davis as just a power puncher, Ennis was one of the first to acknowledge his boxing IQ. Tank can box when he wants to, he said, noting that Davis has shown more versatility in recent fights. Ultimately, Ennis expects a knockout, reinforcing the idea that Roach will have to fight a near-perfect fight to avoid Tank's devastating power. With March 1st approaching, all eyes will be on whether Roach can execute the right game plan or if Davis will deliver another highlight reel finish.
Man, hitting him with all kinds. If you can't punch, you're in trouble.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But with Tank, you might as well say, man, it's going to be a knockout. You know what I mean? Because Tank will set you up. Like I said, he not only set you up, and also, like I tell people, Tank can box when he want to box. You know what I mean?
I thought he was just a puncher. You were the first person that told me that he could box.
Yeah.
And then I started to see it fight after fight.
Yeah, he can fight real good, man. I mean, he can box real good. He boxes real good, man. You know what I mean? He know how to do it all. Tank know how to do it all, man. You know what I mean?
Was he a pure boxer in amateurs?
He used to do the same thing. What are you doing in the pros? He's doing in amateurs. He's knocking people out. That's what he's doing in amateurs. You know what I mean? And he boxed. And that's why I knew he can box from the amateurs.
Gervonta TankDavis has been actively seeking high-profile fights to cement his place in the lightweight division. Initially, he aimed for a unification bout with IBF lightweight champion Vasily Lomachenko. However, Lomachenko withdrew from negotiations and is reportedly considering retirement, causing the fight to fall through. With that matchup off the table, Davis's team shifted focus to WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson. Talks were initiated, but no deal was finalized. One major factor was Stevenson's existing two-fight contract with promoter Eddie Hearn, which included a recent bout against Josh Padley. Stevenson won that fight by 9th round TKO, but his contractual obligations have delayed any potential showdown with Davis.
We always trying to write the story before it even gets written. But I think Lamont Roach, I think a lot of people should see his side, his story, his journey, his dare to be great and give. And if you're frustrated with Gervonta TankDavis, you can be frustrated with Lamont Roach.
Right. Well, and people have a short memory because everybody knows everything was done possible to make the Lomachenko fight.
True.
And Tank wasn't the one who walked away. Lomachenko said it wasn't the right time.
Yeah.
He had his own reasons, that's fine. There were discussions, didn't go very far. There were discussions with Shakur, there were efforts there, and there'll be discussions more in the future. But it wasn't as if, pulled Lamont Roach out of the blue. No disrespect to him, because those are two great names, but they did go for the two best guys in the division on paper before we ended up here.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has hinted at plans to make the fight happen in 2025, suggesting it could become one of boxing's biggest matchups.
We always trying to write the story before it even gets written. But I think Lamont Roach, I think a lot of people should see his side, his story, his journey, his dare to be great and give. And if you're frustrated with Gervonta TankDavis, you can be frustrated with Lamont Roach.
Right. Well, and people have a short memory because everybody knows everything was done possible to make the Lomachenko fight.
True.
And Tank wasn't the one who walked away. Lomachenko said it wasn't the right time.
Yeah.
He had his own reasons, that's fine. There were discussions, didn't go very far. There were discussions with Shakur, there were efforts there, and there'll be discussions more in the future. But it wasn't as if, pulled Lamont Roach out of the blue. No disrespect to him, because those are two great names, but they did go for the two best guys in the division on paper before we ended up here.
Shakur Stevenson has been vocal about wanting to fight Gervonta TankDavis, especially after his recent win over Josh Padley in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Stevenson defended his WBC lightweight title with a 9th round TKO and immediately set his sights on a showdown with Davis. He's confident he can hand Davis his first professional loss, believing their contrasting styles would make for an exciting fight. Promoter Eddie Hearn has also expressed interest in making this high-profile matchup happen. In an interview, Hearn suggested that Turki Al-Sheikh, a key figure in Saudi Arabian boxing events, could play a major role in bringing Stevenson and Davis together in the ring. Hearn emphasized that with Al-Sheikh's backing, the fight could be a massive event, possibly taking place later this year. However, Davis has not yet committed to the idea. Following Stevenson's recent win, Davis responded with a simple LOL on social media, suggesting he isn't too interested in the fight at this stage. Whether the bout happens in Saudi Arabia will depend on factors like financial incentives and scheduling. While Stevenson and his team are eager to make it happen, Davis's interest remains uncertain.
Last question for you. I can't let you go without asking about GervontaDavis. Any message to him to make him come to Saudi Arabia? Because everyone's making deals with Turki Al-Sheikh. He's the only one left.
Nah, that ain't really my business. The message that I will give to him is let's make the biggest fight in boxing happen. And, let's make as much money as possible. So if Turki gonna give us,
Eddie love that.
Yeah, if Turki and whoever else want to give us the craziest bag, let's make that happen. I want to make the biggest bag. So why not? He want to make the biggest bag too. So I'm down with that.
That's what we're all in the game for.
Carmel Moton, a rising talent under Floyd Mayweather's guidance, has had the rare chance to spar with both Gervonta TankDavis and Shakur Stevenson. Based on his experiences, Moton highlights key differences in their fighting styles. He notes that Stevenson carries a high level of confidence in the ring, staying close to his opponent even when not throwing punches. This constant pressure keeps his adversary on edge, forcing them to stay alert at all times. On the other hand, Davis takes a different approach, focusing on creating openings to unleash his explosive power. Moton's insights highlight the contrasting techniques of these two elite fighters, each bringing their own unique strengths to the sport.
What's the difference, would you say, between sparring Tank and sparring Shakur?
They're both like two totally different fighters. I feel like at the time, of course, Tank was not really using his power and really sitting down on shots because I was younger. His pace is more like a explosion. He moved around, he moved and explode like 1-2 shots. Shakur is more like a constant, like he's always in your face. Whether he's punching or not, he's right there in front of you. But yeah, me and Shakur's like actual work. Like he was really like working. We was working for real.
Yeah.
So that was good work. We went 6 4-minute rounds. It was good work.
Gervonta TankDavis is brimming with confidence as he prepares to face Lamont Roach, fully believing he will secure another victory. His confidence has only grown due to recent exchanges between the two, particularly their pre-fight trash talk. Roach has taken verbal shots at Davis, even attempting to taunt him on social media during an NFL game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Washington Commanders. However, Davis, known for staying composed, responded by saying he prefers to let his performance in the ring do the talking. Davis has a history of using trash talk as motivation. Reflecting on his fight with Rolando Romero, he acknowledged the heavy pre-fight hype but remained unfazed, understanding it was all part of the promotion. He stayed focused and delivered a knockout in the 6th round. With fight night approaching, excitement continues to build. Despite being the underdog, Roach believes he has the tools to pull off an upset. Meanwhile, Davis is determined to prove his dominance and has even predicted a 9th round stoppage. As the tension rises, fans can expect an electrifying showdown in the ring.
I already know who it is, man. It's showtime here. Let's get straight into the video. So right here, we got TankDavis versus Lamont Roach. If y'all don't know who Lamont Roach is, do y'all fucking homework. Also, Lamont Roach got 2 younger brothers that just turned pro. And them niggas is different. You know, they got talent. So stay tuned. They coming up in pros, but let's get right back into it. So I just finished watching the face-off in the other press conference they had today. You know, it was going back and forth. Tank got rowdy. I know when y'all get Tank started, it's gonna be something. He told Lamont Entourage that since y'all want to keep talking, I'm gonna finish him in the 8th round. And y'all know when Tank get mad and he say he gonna do it, he does it. Tank had Lamont Roach's father scared to the point where he started shaking his hand. Look at this video.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's the name? He was shaking on the
Thank everybody that played a part in it. My team, Roberto Diaz, Gary Jonas.
On my kids, he was shaking on it. On my kids, he was shaking. How you gonna say it's cap? It gotta be going.
As you see, I ain't capping. He was really shaking, and you can hear his voice started cracking a little bit. I don't know. Is he scared? We're gonna see. March 1st, nigga, it's showtime for both of them. But you already know it's showtime or no time here. Anybody can get.
Lamont Roach remains confident despite critics doubting his chances against Gervonta TankDavis. When asked about handling negativity, Roach made it clear that outside opinions don't affect him. He emphasized that he has reached this level without the approval of critics and will continue to do so. Dismissing those who question his legitimacy, Roach pointed out that many doubters have never stepped into a boxing ring and don't truly understand the sport. Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult has expressed skepticism about Roach's chances, noting that he is moving up from super featherweight to face Davis, the reigning WBA lightweight champion. This raises concerns about whether Roach can handle the added power and physicality at 135 pounds. Davis, with an undefeated record of 30-0 and 28 knockouts, is known for his knockout power and experience at the elite level. In contrast, Roach holds a 25-1-1 record with only 10 knockouts, making him the less experienced fighter in terms of power and competition at lightweight. Despite this, Roach remains unfazed. He has faced Davis twice in the amateurs, though he lost both times. However, he believes that his familiarity with Davis' style could work in his favor. Roach has also stated that being counted out only fuels his motivation, and he is determined to prove the doubters wrong. Most analysts still see Davis as the favorite, given his experience and knockout power at lightweight. However, boxing is unpredictable, and Roach's determination and past experience with Davis add an interesting dynamic to the fight.
Why people act like Roach can't fight? Let me explain for you. Because Jamel Herring beat Roach. And Roach had to leave 135 to fight at 130. If you look at how Roach fight, Roach will pressure you. Roach fights square up. If you think that Roach would beat Tank or has any chance of beating Tank, then you don't think high enough of Tank. He can fight. They all can fight. Lamos can fight. The 130 Roach is not on Tank's level. He's not. Tank knows it. Roach knows it. Everyone knows it. But people who trying to act like they don't know. And that's Tank fans trying to have everybody appreciate that shit. But we all know how good Tank is. And Roach ain't on his level at all. That's like saying, hey, y'all act like Yildirim can't fight. You act like Ryder can't fight. Yeah, they can fight, but they ain't on Canelo's level.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates. Until next time. Fisted hand sign fire.